What's going on, people? My name is Jack. Welcome back to another video here on my channel. I produce daily content based around video editing, videography, and how to make money making videos. Subscribe now if that sounds interesting to you. Today, we're talking about a free video editing software, which I heavily endorse. I've put them in my top 3 best free video editing software. Video, which got over 1.6 million. No, holy, I think it's got like 1.8 million, maybe even nearly 2 million views now. Shout out to VSDC. You guys got really hooked up by me throwing you in that video. For real, that video, beyond my control, just went through the roof. Amazing. We both win. But today I'm going to actually show you how to edit a basic sequence in VSDC. A lot of people have been recommending some stuff, requesting some stuff from this editor because I've, endorsed it a fair few times on the channel. And, if you don't know about the editor, it'll be available for download in the description. Without further ado, on screen is a sample sequence. What I like to do for these tutorials is make them a bit more interactive, where I build a whole sample sequence before and then I show it to you and I'm like, this is what we're gonna make. So now you guys can download the clips if you want in the description, which, hold tight, let me pull that up on screen. You can download these drone clips of me and the homie Yarn, and my homie Noah was flying the drone, but me and Yarn are climbing up this castle, sneaking in and stuff like that. I use these for a fair few tutorials because I like these clips. They're just kind of cool clips to combine. And then it's another clip of me commentating. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do this right now. Without further ado, let's play the sample sequence, and that's what we're going to be recreating. 3, 2, 1, let's do it. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing on this fine Monday morning? I'm eating my bacon bap and thinking about the time that I went to the castle with my friends. It was a pretty nice day. We started the journey by walking up the massive staircase, the medieval staircase, if you will. We then got to the wall, the next big obstacle in our way. We, of course, had to climb it. My friend Yarn, he had a little bit of trouble climbing it. Now that we're up on the wall, we scale our way into the castle, and we finish it off with the drone shot that we came for. What a beautiful drone shot. Wait a minute, that's not even looking as beautiful as we can get it. Let's get the color-graded drone shot with the bad boy VSDC color grading options. And there we go. That right there, guys, is the trip I took to the castle. And there you go. You see, that's basically, if you guys want to download those clips, you could follow through. I'm going to replicate this exact scene right now. What we're going to do is we're going to take the commentary clip, trim it down, and essentially input B-roll, which is what this is, right? B-roll over the top of what I'm actually talking about, which is also, it's visual representation to my little story here. And we're basically going to be making this little, 45-second story actually a bit more visual, and also testing out the brand new VSDC color grade options, whether it be the hue and saturation curves, the RGB curves. That's obviously where I did this little joke here at the end where I'm like, oh wow, look at the drone shot. Wait a minute, we can make it look way better than that. Boom. And then, we indeed do make it look way more summery, way more vibrant, way more, popping out. Obviously, way more graded. So, without further ado, we're going to do this entirely from scratch. We're going to click Make a New Project up here at the top, and we're going to go down to Finish, based off whatever settings they give us, absolutely fine. And then we want to import our first clip. The main clip we want to import is the commentary clip. So that's just in my actual YouTube videos here. It's called IMJ2346. Phenomenal custom name. I named it that myself. Then we're going to go over here, and for some reason it imports it upside down. Not to worry. Now you get guidelines. If you actually click on the clip and you go up here, you can see the sort of guidelines that they give you right here, right? So it turns from a regular cursor to like a little, switch it around, what's called rotate cursor. And we could actually just rotate it around until it looks more or less like it's pretty straight. And then just like that, we've successfully rotated it around. I'm not too sure why I did that, but it is what it is. Now, next thing I would say to you guys, right off the bat, just for maneuverability, is this right here will be on by default, I think. And that is return cursor to beginning. This is super annoying because when you play the timeline, you want when you stop playing it to actually end on where you stopped so you can efficiently cut it. So make sure you turn this off because I'll show you what happens if you have that on. When you actually go to pause it, it just skips back to the beginning. Let me show you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing on this? See? So it just cuts straight back to the beginning. Super annoying. You lose your space. So make sure you turn off return cursor to beginning. Therefore, when you play it, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing on this? And you stop, it stops exactly where you are, which personally for me, that's more or less essential. Pretty much. It literally adds a lot, right? So you can almost guess what we're going to do here. We're just going to play this through. We're going to listen to me, tell us where we need to put the B-roll, and then input the actual relevant visual representation, aka B-roll, onto where we go. 3, 2, 1, let's do it. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing on this fine Monday morning? I'm eating my bacon back and thinking about the time that I went to the castle. So, I say thinking about the time I went to the castle. So let's literally just throw our first clip. The first clip, which I've actually made it pretty easy for you guys. If you want to follow through, it's called clip number 1. So you can't really go wrong there. You're not going to start with 4, are you? You're going to start with 1. You're going to throw it there. Just accept this. Actually, I'll go a bit more into those import settings in a sec on the next clip that we bring it in on. But right here, what this is literally just us walking up the hill. Now I'm actually going to skip along a little bit because I know we were looking at the camera for a little bit for a second. And I'm just going to go here where we're no longer looking at the camera. And all you have to do is you'll be in default on editor because you would have just added an object, which is to import a clip essentially, right? But in editor, under cutting and splitting, you can literally go to the split into parts tool, smack that once, and you'll notice that you now have 2 separate clips that you can highlight. Let's literally just go to the beginning of this clip, and let's actually just press delete it, and just drag part 2 over here, which is actually where we want it, and we can start playing.
Castle with my friends. It was a pretty nice day. We started the journey by walking up the massive staircase, the medieval staircase, if you will. We then got...
So the next kind of cool point to change will be and I'm literally just listening out to see where things go. And at the end of the day, we're literally just going to repeat the process, going up here to cutting and splitting, bang, cut it right down there. And it'll take a second to actually just divide into 2 parts. We can then highlight the left or the right part rather, hit delete again, and that right there is gone. We then go up to add object, go to video, actually go to clip number 2, import, and right here, this is important. I skipped over it quickly last time, but it's pretty important. Object position in the timeline. This right here is going to save us a lot of positioning, right? You see how by default I've got from cursor position. So when we import this clip, instead of from scene begin, which is another option, right? Which would just put it at the exact beginning of the timeline, and we'd have to drag it over and time it up. If we just put from cursor position, it'll import it directly where our cursor is in the timeline. So if we press import, it'll literally throw it exactly where we want it. We can then play it and see where the next clip has to go, or whether we have to trim this down, or whatever the case may be. Let's continue.
Then got to the wall, the next big obstacle in our way. We of course had to climb it. My friend Yarn, he had a little bit of trouble climbing it. Now,
so that bit where I say now, I'm literally just trying to guess where it's at, right? If we click it and we then again go to the split into parts, we're going to slice that into 2 parts. And our person over here on the right hand side deleted, and we can actually import that next clip. Add object, go to video, and get number 3. Number 3 is going to be imported, and again from cursor position, so it actually puts it right there. This one was play it and see if it needs to be trimmed down a little bit just to be more kind of cohesive.
Now that we're up on the wall, we scale our way.
See, when I've just started walking a little bit into it, I was waiting for Noah, who's, I don't even know where he's at. He's actually not in scene right now, but he's the one controlling the drone. He was just literally telling me, wait till we get the position right. All right, now start moving. I remember that from when we shot it, so I knew to skip in a bit. Literally just cut that right there. Again, go to where it is actually positioned right there. And we can actually delete that, drag this one over, and it should actually lock into place when you're bringing it to a next clip like that. Again, we go just before the cut and play it, see if it's a smooth cut.
Trouble climbing it. Now that we're up on the wall, we scale our way into the castle, and we finish it off with the drone shot that we...
And we need to go back there and listen to the drone shot.
And we finish it off.
So wherever I say and we finish it off with the drone shot, let me actually go in here where I say drone, and we'll change it on the word drone.
Finish it off with the drone.
There we go. So drone shot is about to be said right here. We can simply cut that last clip right there in half. Boom. Get gone. Deleted. Go up here to add object. Go to video. Bring the drone shot on. And the drone shot as well, if I remember correctly, we just got to go in a little bit and actually just give it a cut because it actually just takes a second to get going because it kind of just hovers there for a second. There we go. I accidentally deleted both of those, so I pressed Control-Z to undo that. Delete just that side. It'll lock in again, and we can press play.
Drone shot that we came for. What a beautiful drone shot. Wait a minute, that's not even looking as beautiful as we can get it. Let's get the color graded.
So now, let's go and let's cut it on the word color grade.
You can get it. Let's get the
you can hear that color grade coming through right there. So what I'm about to do right now is literally just cut it right there again, boom, but we're not going to delete it, all right? So when I say color grade, we've cut it into 2 separate clips, so the edits we make to the right-hand clip don't affect the first clip, right? And because I've said, screw that clip, we can make it look even nicer. Let's get the color graded clip. Now I want to actually simply go over here to our basic effect window, and I want to do 2 things to this clip right here. Not only do I want to make it pop a little bit more, but I want to make those colors get amplified heavily by testing out the brand new VSDC color grade options. Now the first thing I want to do is throw a template on there. That's right, under RGB curves right here on the right is this has extreme potential for just making it a little bit deeper, right? And contrast is something that makes stuff deeper. So if we go to increase contrast under the templates, instantly what that does is just get a little bit more depth to this shot right here. I'll show you again with it out. Looks pretty flat in my opinion, you know what I mean? Looks just a little bit flat, and then you bring that increased contrast, and right there we've instantly thrown a little bit more depth to it right there in my opinion. And by all means, tell me what you're thinking in the comments section below. Next up, I want to actually go to the hue and saturation curves. My bad, guys. This is pretty embarrassing. I'm editing the video right now, and I've just realized that my face cam is covering the color grade I'm about to show you how to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to screen record me doing it without the face cam and just edit it over. So basically, let the face cam disappear for a second. Don't be worried. It's basically because the face cam was covering the bit you needed to see. Let's do that, and then we'll come back with the face cam after I show you how to do this grade. And I don't want to do too much with this because too much could actually ruin it, but I want to actually nudge it a bit in the direction of the color scheme that we've already got here, right? So if you're not familiar with this time of day, this is golden hour. This is a phenomenal time to shoot because the sun is going down, everything looks golden, right? So we can kind of nudge this in a little bit more of that direction by using the hue and saturation curves, clicking this outside ring right here, and I'm just going to actually press Control-Z, undo that again, or bring it down again, right? And as you can see, if we just slowly edge it up towards the reds a bit, it's amplifying that color grade a bunch. Again, I'll bring it down to show you what it was kind of looking like, a bit more flat, and then we edge it a bit more towards that. But remember, you don't want to overdo it because that is overdoing it. That's far too overdo it. That's underdoing it, and you kind of want to go a little bit in the middle where we're really amplifying those colors so that when we hear the commentator version of me say, wait a minute, not that clip, we want the color graded clip, we really notice what's happening. Without further ado, let's check it out.
It off with the drone shot that we came from for. Yeah, what a beautiful drone shot. Wait a minute, that's not even looking as beautiful as we can get it. Let's get the color graded drone shot.
So, of course, the playback lag, because I'm recording my screen at the same time of doing it, there's a little bit of playback lag. There was even playback lag in the preview before when I was showing it to you. I'm sorry about that, but you get the gist. What we'll do now is literally just wait for me to wrap it up, export it real quick, and then we'll watch the actual finalized version together. 2 seconds.
Graded drone shot with the bad boy VSDC color grading options. And there we go. That right there, guys. There we go.
And I'm literally just going to cut it on that, and there we go, which seems like a nice bit to actually get the actual B-roll off, finalized with a bit of a commentary clip. Again, we've just tapped that one right there, go over here to delete, and give that a play.
That right there, guys, is the trip I took to the castle.
Just like that, we've actually completed it. Let's actually just go ahead and save this as VSDC tutorial sequence, just so we've actually got a save. And what I want to do is literally just drag this out here. I'm not actually too sure whether it just exports the entire timeline or not, but I'm going to drag those guidelines out there just in case. Go up here to export project. This is how you do it. This is how you actually finalize your project. Go up to export project, and I accidentally made that not full screen. Let's literally go over here to, I noticed my webcam's actually blocking some stuff, so I'm going to make this not full screen so you can make sure to see all the export settings. I don't want you guys to miss out on anything. Let me literally just drag this over and drag it over again. There you go. Okay, cool. So it was these right here I didn't want you to miss. All you got to do, right, is literally go to profile. If I was you, I'd go H264, boom, and actually go to the top one, high quality. There we go. Let's get it going, and literally just change the actual place where it's going to. My bad about the light change. This right here, which I had lighting my face, has just died completely. Screw you, light. You embarrass me in front of the people. I gotta scold my light sometimes. Now what I want to do is literally just go here, record drive. Basically just put it in a location for yourself, guys. I'm gonna throw it where these clips were anyways. And final result is what I'm gonna call it. Boom. And then what we're gonna literally do is make sure that's set up. Make sure that's set up. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Wonderful. go here to export project. Now there's one final thing that's going to come up. It's probably going to talk to us about hardware acceleration. Look at that. Wow, I'm a genius. I seen it coming. Basically, this right here is not a worry at all. Hardware acceleration is just going to make things smooth, a little smoother, basically. You do not need it. It will claim that, you know, if you want to use it, you can upgrade. But to export this project without premium features, please press continue. Continue. And just like that right there, we're dealing with an export of the project. You can see it working its way through up there at the top. We're going to sit back, relax for a couple seconds, and it's going to be done within 11 seconds or 12 seconds. Or no, that's the elapsed. My bad. It's going to be done whenever it's done. Not long by the look of it. And just like that, we're pretty much getting ready for it to be done. We can now play through this together. I've been looking forward to playing through this together. Let's do it. The render was completed. Let's now see this final result.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you?
It opened on the wrong screen. Let's open this up big time. Full screen, play.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing on this fine Monday morning? I'm eating my bacon back and thinking about the time that I went to the castle with my friends. It was a pretty nice day. We started the journey by walking up the massive staircase, the medieval staircase, if you will. We then got to the wall, the next big obstacle in our way. We, of course, had to climb it. My friend Yoran, he had a little bit of trouble climbing it. Now that we're up on the wall, we scale our way into the castle, and we finish it off with the drone shot that we came for. What a beautiful drone shot. Wait a minute, that's not even looking as beautiful as we could get it. Let's get the color graded drone shot with the bad boy VSDC color grading options. And there we go. That right there, guys, is the trip I took to the castle.
Boom! I'm sure you guys get the point. That right there was killer. We edited together a nice little sequence, a story sequence where we take you to the castle, or I take you to the castle. Not only I bring you along the journey with visual representation, aka B-roll, aka footage of what happened. Loved it. Had an absolute blast creating that sequence right there, guys. That's the end of the video. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe. Check out VSDC. Link down below. Shout out to everybody over at VSDC. Great people over there. And this is one of the actual free video editors that I endorse on the internet. One of the few free video editors that I actually rate and endorse. And, you know, mostly because of your feedback on the situation, right? And thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you. Have a nice day. And I'm actually in Italy right now. Currently, when you're watching this, I'm in Italy. Comment down below. Enjoy Italy for a chance to win nothing. Shout out to you guys. Have a nice day. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Later, guys.